Hi everyone, and welcome to our Kilimanjaro Information Evening, where we're going to be telling you everything you need to know before signing up for next summer's adventure. So a little bit of housekeeping before we start. We are recording the session, but with this being a Zoom webinar, all of your cameras and names are hidden from view. We've got the Q&A function as well, so if you do have any questions pop up as we go through, just put them into the Q&A box and we'll cover them at the end. And finally, by attending this session, you are unlocking a £100 discount for your registration fee. So make sure that you scan that QR code there on screen. This will send you through to a form just to register your attendance so that we can send out that discount code to you. Okay, so let's get started. So the challenge is run in-house by Dig Deep. We're a small student-founded award-winning charity made up of a team of about 15 staff members across Kenya and the UK and 300 volunteers. But I'm just going to introduce you now to the 4 people who you'll encounter throughout your year taking on the Kilimanjaro Challenge. It's worth noting that all of us on there have been in your shoes. We all signed up to take on Kilimanjaro as students with not much fundraising experience at all. So if you have any concerns, we are dedicated to giving you the same level of support as we received when we were taking on the challenge. Starting with Simon and Kate, who aren't here today. Simon's role includes organising the logistical side of the challenge. So he's our operations and finance manager. He first got involved with Dig Deep back in 2013, but now he just makes sure that you have a safe and enjoyable time when you're out on your trip. We've got Kate, who was a team leader back in 2020 and finally climbed in 2022 after COVID. She's our fundraising and communications assistant. So she looks after all of our fundraisers from start to finish. She gives you loads of advice, loads of help, and is there for one-to-one calls as well to give you some fundraising support. I'm Jazz, I'm the challenge event manager. I first got involved with Dig Deep back in 2020 when I was in my 3rd year at Loughborough Uni. I signed up to take on Kili as a team leader and then eventually summited in 2022 as well. Throughout my time at university, I took on 5 different charity challenges, all on offer through my university. And I can honestly say that Kili was by far my favourite. It was the best thing I've ever done. So much so that now I work for Dig Deep. Between graduating in 2022 and taking on this role in August, I spent a year working at the SU at Loughborough as the RAG chair. So I was overseeing all of the charity work that was happening across campus. So I am an expert in student fundraising and have lots of ideas. I'm going to pass you over to Sam now to introduce himself.
My name is Sam. I'm the Challenge Events representative. I also summited in 2022 with Jazz as my wonderful team leader. I also did it with my sister and a wonderful group of 25 other climbing companions from Loughborough University. I'm now working in the role of helping to recruit and support fundraisers who want to take on similar challenges like Kilimanjaro. So all good fun. It's a bit of a return to glory story for me. But starting, I think, without further ado, with what you're all here for, the mountain in all its beauty there, as you can see with the photo. If you weren't already aware, Kilimanjaro, or the Roof of Africa, is the highest freestanding mountain in the world, with a peak of just under 6,000 metres above sea level. Now, you'll travel to the Machame Gate, where you'll start your route of a 6-day trek with your team members, starting off in that first ecological zone, the luscious rainforest teeming with wildlife, monkeys in trees, and lots of native flowers, which you will only find on the mountain itself. The route takes you through various of these ecological zones, meaning that every day is completely different, a completely new and unique experience. After the rainforest, as you can see here, the elevation increases and you will already be well above the clouds a couple of hours into day 2. Epic views are, I think, only just the beginning and a great way to upgrade that Instagram portfolio, I think. At the end of each day, you will arrive at your campsite, as you can see here, where your bags and tents will be waiting for you and a hot dinner will be sort of being prepared by your amazing crew. The food on Kilimanjaro is absolutely phenomenal. You get 3 freshly cooked meals, and the crew are happy to cater for all dietary requirements. I believe in our group we had a few vegetarians and even a vegan. And as you can see with the experience, these amazing sunsets, I think, as well, is something to come out to after each tent meal. And if there are any budding photographers, there'll be plenty of opportunities to get some epic photos of the Milky Way and shooting stars, as each night you'll be sleeping under these sorts of views. I believe the bottom one on the left is your favourite, Jazz.
Yeah, so one night we finished dinner, we came out from our tent and all of the clouds had completely cleared up. And in that bottom left photo there, you can see the lights from Moshi. So Moshi is the city at the base of the mountain. It's where we started. It's where the hostel is. So it was really cool to see where we'd been and how far we'd come.
Definitely. And I think Machami route is one of the most popular routes as it gives you the chance to acclimatise as you go by following the principle of climb high, sleep low. On day 3, you will climb up to Lava Tower, as you can see there, stop for some lunch, and then descend back down to Branco Camp. This really helps your body sort of prepare for the summit in the coming days and increases that summit success rate. It also means that you get the chance to tackle Branco Wall, which is generally, and in my case, the favourite day, as you get to do a bit of scrambling, which is a lot of fun. Again, with the kissing rock and some more chances at the top, I think, to get some awesome photos. Look at that, that's amazing. And your summit night is extra special as you will start your hike at night. When you exit your tent, it will be very cold and you'll be wearing every item of clothing probably that you brought with you. But you'll be greeted with a sky full of stars and views like that, the illumination of the head torches above you. And this is that final ecological zone, the glacial zone. And the views here, I think, are utterly breathtaking and definitely a moment to enjoy, as I think Paige there is definitely enjoying them. A moment to catch your breath and maybe shed a tear or two. But climbing Kilimanjaro will be very tough, if not the toughest thing you have done. The altitude can be difficult, leaving you short of breath at times and simply exhausted. But every single person here can most definitely reach that peak. I think it's more a battle of the mind than it is the body. I think you just need to believe that you can make it to the top and bring lots of snaps with you. That would be my piece of advice. And then this will be you summiting the tallest freestanding mountain in the world. You can see there some of the summit photos. I believe our group is the middle one there. And I think you get this amazing sense of camaraderie and support that your team has made it to the top together. I think we had a bit of a team talk, better than any team talk I've ever been in sport, I think, where we shared some experiences, shared some thoughts. And yeah, absolutely phenomenal.
And then after you reach the summit and make your way back down, that doesn't have to be the end of your East African adventure. So our experienced local suppliers offer a couple of amazing value extension packages that you can add on to the end of your climb. So you can really see more of what Tanzania has to offer. Our climbers have been going on these trips since 2015, and they are exactly what you need after taking on a challenge like Kilimanjaro. So our most popular package is it's a 7-day extension. So it's 2 days in safari. So 2 days surrounded by all of this wildlife here. And all of these photos and videos that you've seen so far and you will see are all taken by our own climbers. So it is exactly what you can expect. But after this 2 days in safari, followed by 5 days in Zanzibar. So Zanzibar is an idyllic island just off of the coast of mainland Tanzania. It's got white sandy beaches, crystal clear water, and it is really a bit of paradise. So it is exactly what you need after you climb. Where we stay at this 4-star full board hotel here in the top corner, Palumbo Reef, that offers lots of excursions as well that you can do. And some of our 2023 climbers even chose to go and do a skydive, landing on one of these perfect beaches as well, which must have been super cool.
If the summit wasn't enough, I don't know what is.
So here are our trip dates that we've got planned so far for 2024. Our trip does take place annually, so we've got dates in 2024 and we will be going out in a similar time in 2025. But August is the best time to go in terms of it being the warm and dry season in Tanzania, as well as it fitting in really nicely with university term times. We'll confirm which date and which team you're on once we've got all of our sign-ups sorted out, and make sure that you're on trip dates with anyone who you've signed up with. And you'll get this information along with everything you need to know about taking on the challenge. So all of your information about booking your flights and about what you need to take with you will come along with your trip dates as well. If you are looking at those dates and you're thinking some of them work better than others for you, that's completely fine. As we organise our trips in-house, we're able to make sure that you're on a trip that works for you as well. Just let us know. And if 2024 isn't right for you, if you think that you won't be able to join us, you can register your interest now for our 2025 trips as well. So our sign-ups for 2025 aren't open yet, but by scanning this form, it means that you'll be contacted as soon as they are open. And also on the form, it will mention about the opportunities to become a team leader. So this is a volunteer role that involves recruiting a team at your university to come along and take part with you as well. So that's what I did when I was in uni. I got a team of about 30 people to come along with me, and it was a great experience, and it looks amazing on your CV.
But it is more than a climb, believe it or not. I think to tackle this thematically, starting with the ethical side of things. Unfortunately, there is a known history of exploitation of mountain crews, but we are committed to ensuring that nobody is adversely affected by our challenges. The approach we've taken is thus being recognised as partner for responsible travel by KPAP, which is a Tanzanian organisation who fight for the fair and ethical treatment of mountain crews. And we are the only UK charity to receive this status, and it's something that we take very seriously. Because we know that it's an incredible local ground staff that make your time on Kilimanjaro what it is. We're very proud to be working with our two amazing climb suppliers, African Scenic Safaris and Trek to Kili, for the past 7 years. Both of these companies are ranked in the top 10 Kilimanjaro crews on TripAdvisor, so I do encourage you to take a look at their websites, which you can find under our own website under the partners section. Ultimately, we believe that this is reflected in your experience on the mountain, because for the crews to be able to look after you and give you the best time, they need to be first looked after themselves. And to put you at ease, here's a short video of the owners of our two amazing local suppliers, Simbo and Isa.
This is Team Dig Dig Tanzania.
Yeah. Welcome you all.
Hello, everyone. I'm Simbo Natai, Managing Director of African Scenic Safaris.
My name is Isa. I'm the founder and owner at Trek to Kili Company Limited. I Trek to Kili and Africa Scenic, we are both partners with Dig Deep for all your climbs and safaris as well here in Tanzania.
Yes, we are looking forward to welcome you to Tanzania and make sure you're going to have the best time over here. We are the one to organize your Kilimanjaro climbs and make sure you have the best local support for all your treks and organizing all your accommodation and transport as well. We are both KPAP-approved companies with local and ground support, and we are looking forward to welcome you to Tanzania.
Tanzania is so beautiful, and we want you guys to enjoy it all. From Kilimanjaro climb, go on safari, culture tourism, as well as Zanzibar. We are here for you.
If you want to do something different, we are able to tailor-made any kind of packages. So what you need to do is just to ask.
We thank you very much all for choosing Dig Deep, Africa Scenic, and Trek to Kili. We are very, very happy to welcome you here so we can enjoy more of our country in Tanzania. Thank you, guys.
Two very lovely gentlemen that you'll probably find with a beer in hand at the hostel when you do get there. Definitely a chance to have a conversation with them. But then there is a personal dimension side of things. A challenge like Kili definitely feeds into career aspirations and employment success, and it shows a whole host of qualities, I think, from resilience and determination to teamwork and cooperation. And teams stretching back 10 years still meet up. as Tawana says here, it really is a family you find yourself in. I know from my own experience, and I know Jazz will join me in saying that you do meet friends for life, despite the cheesiness. And this is summed up by Stuart at the end here, that for most people, if not all, you are ticking off a bucket list experience, a once in a lifetime experience. And it really is a dream come true to do something like this.
So our final theme of why it's more than a climb is the incredible cause that you'll be doing it for. Dig Deep is first and foremost a charity, and through fundraising for this challenge, you'll be making our work possible, transforming the lives of thousands of people across East Africa. We organise our challenges in-house, which means that we're able to maximise the funds that we can raise to achieve our charitable objectives. At Dig Deep, we believe that everyone has the fundamental right to access clean water, safe toilets, and good hygiene. We were founded in 2007 by two students called Joe and Pete, in collaboration with Kenyan women's rights activist and UN Person of the Year, Agnes Pereira. So Agnes helped Joe and Pete to establish some strong local working relationships, which resulted in the charity's first 2 water projects. And since then, we've continued to collaborate with the Kenyan government, local businesses, and the communities to transform the provision of clean water, sanitation, and hygiene. At any given time, half of the world's hospital beds are occupied by patients suffering from a water-related disease. The time lost to sickness means that every year, 443 million school days are missed, and over £200 billion is wiped from the global economy. So as you can see on the screen where we work, 2 out of 3 people don't have access to clean water, over half don't have access to a safe toilet, and children don't have access to that basic hygiene education that we take for granted here in the UK. So through helping children and their families to realise their rights to these things, your support will save lives, improve education, empower women and girls who are disproportionately affected by the water and sanitation crisis, and strengthen livelihoods of people in the area. We're different to other water charities because we believe that it's not just the practical immediate solutions, but also the long-term support that we need to develop in order to tackle the crisis. So our work consists of building large-scale water systems, so rainwater harvesting and spring protection projects, building safe toilets at schools, and training households on how to construct their own latrines as well. We also deliver some vital hygiene education and training to those who need it through our local training community health volunteers. However, we also believe that we have to work in the long term, so we've developed some strong partnerships that ensure that the services that we're investing in now are maintained and improved for generations to come. So even if Dig Deep was suddenly not around anymore to offer their support, the people over there would be able to continue the work because they're the ones who are trained in delivering it. We invest in the local people as we know that the universal access to water, sanitation and hygiene will only be achieved if it's the local community driving the process. And here's a quote from Sarah that just sums it all up. So since 2007, we've reached over 200,000 people, and our overall goal is to reach 1 million people by 2036. And the most exciting part about this is that you can play a huge part in helping us achieve it. You can see the impact that the students before you have helped us to have, and that you can continue to enable us to have by the words of Sarah on the screen now. And you can tell that we're proud of what we do, and we were even able to achieve or be recognised as a finalist in the Small Charity Big Achiever Award at the 2023 Third Sector Awards.
Whoop whoop.
And just for reference, £50 provides 1,000 litres of clean water storage at a school in Kenya, so you can just imagine the impact that you'll be having by taking part on this challenge. If you would like to find out any more about our work, you can head over to our website, which is on the screen now.
On to the fundraising side of things. Firstly, to secure your place, you will have a registration fee as seen on the slide coming in 3, 2, 1, with which is split into 2 manageable instalments. Firstly, a sign-up fee of £145, followed by £250 due by the end of February. But there are ways in which you can reduce this fee. Firstly, the £100 discount code that is valid for 48 hours after the session, which you have joined this evening. And the Refer a Friend scheme, where you can earn a further £50 per person each way for anyone that you sign up with. So I definitely recommend making the most of those. The fundraising target is £2,950, and that's split 50-50, half going directly towards the charity as a donation to the projects and work touched on earlier by Jazz, and half going through to the in-country trip costs when you get to Tanzania. And just an idea of what these will cover, you can also find these on the website. This includes the support staff, the drivers, guides, porters, cooks that will be joining you, a UK qualified expedition medic that will be joining you from the minute you start your climb to the minute you finish your climb, going all the way up and down the mountain with you, the tent and sleeping mat that will be set up for you, the food and water that will be prepared, entrance and certification to the national park, the medical checks and reports that go alongside that, a full climbing brief, kit hire service, and also, as you see there further down, the full board accommodation, a night either side of the challenge, and the Dig Deep support staff that will be friendly faces for you once you get to Tanzania. The target, unfortunately, doesn't include everything. As we aren't a travel agency, we cannot book the flights for you, but we do work with trail finders who are great at offering recommendations and a simplified booking process for you. Other standard travel costs that aren't included are visas and vaccinations. UK passport holders need a visa to travel to Tanzania. These are $50, and we support you with the booking process. Non-UK passport holders will also need a visa, and we will be able to send you all the required information on that front. Required vaccinations vary from person to person, but personally my GP didn't recommend any other than those that were offered free by the NHS. And there is also the extension packages at the end there, which you don't need to decide until May this year, but you can also head over to our website to see some more information on that as well. Now, we completely understand that at times, things can change unexpectedly over the year, so we try to ensure that we have some flexibility with our challenges. Starting first and foremost with the 14-day calling off period after you sign up. So if you do change your mind within 2 weeks of signing up, you can get a full refund. This does become non-refundable after this, but there is also the comprehensive free deferral policy, putting our fundraisers at the centre. We understand that plans obviously can change, therefore anyone who registers will be able to push their challenge back to the following year for any reason with no charge, as long as the request is in before the final fundraising deadline. So yes.
Yeah, by taking up the free deferral policy, it means that your fundraising target is frozen for a year. So if you signed up to take part in the 2024, but you push back to take part in 2025 before the 16th of June, it means that your fundraising target is locked in at that 2024 price as well. So at Dig Deep, we've not just won awards for our charitable work, but also for the support that we're able to offer our fundraisers. So we won the National Student Fundraising Association's Charity of the Year Award because our support does go above and beyond making sure that you can reach your target. It is natural to be a little bit apprehensive about the fundraising target, and I know that £2,950 does sound like a lot. When I signed up, my parents definitely had some concerns about whether I'd be able to do it, but trust us, fundraising can and should be a lot of fun. So hopefully you wouldn't have to pay a penny of this yourself. We don't just sit back and let you figure it all out for yourself. We are here to support you every single step of the way. And we do pride ourselves on our individualized approach. So we offer a lot of one-to-one support to help you figure out exactly what's going to work for you, and what works for you might not be the same for someone else on your team. We offer everyone the opportunity to book in a meeting with one of us, so a one-to-one, right at the start when you sign up. And then we check in as often as you find helpful to help you reach your goals. In these meetings, we can help you map out your long-term plans, help you figure out what networks you can tap into, or just help you with a general chat about fundraising. Each month we have a schedule of support that includes a newsletter filled with ideas and dates for your diary. We also have social media channels that explore these ideas in more detail. And our DMs are always open for you to ask questions and to help you with promoting your fundraising. And not only will you have access to the knowledge and expertise of the Dig Deep team, as well as your on-campus team leaders at universities where we've got a big team, but you'll also be joining the network of over 2,000 people who've taken on the challenge before you. Our fundraisers, past and present, share their ideas through our blog and social media to help you give some motivation and inspiration for how you're going to tackle your target. Our monthly blog, Confessions of a Fundraiser, is a full reflection on the top tips of successful fundraising to help you breeze through the year. And finally, you'll also have access to our extensive fundraising resources and events. We can send out all of the equipment that you'll need to succeed, such as buckets and t-shirts, as well as being able to offer you the opportunities to get involved with our smaller challenges to help you reach your target. So if you wanted to, you could take on a sponsored skydive, you could have a go at Tough Mudder or one of the Ultra Challenge series events to help boost your fundraising along the way.
And we thought it might be useful here to give you some concrete examples of how we fundraise on our challenges, starting with Kate at the top there, who was a very creative person, focused on activities where she could use these skills like art workshops and networks at local schools to create and sell items. As a team leader, she also organised some team fundraising events for everyone to do together. In my case, I believe that you experience every thread of life's rich tapestry within the four walls of a pub. So I did a lot of pub quizzes where I worked, putting on those sort of family and friends to come along, and that was amazing fun. With Simon, however, he went down the sport route, hosting a football tournament at his university campus, and used his networks to get lots of teams involved. So those sort of big sporting scaled events, which he only needed to repeat a couple more times before he got to his full target. And I think you can see from the examples there that we all sort of did it differently. The main takeaway is there is not one way to do it. And I think it's about sort of doing it your own way, doing things that you enjoy, putting on skills, your networks, your community, your contacts. I've always said that not every event or activity is going to go smashingly well, but you sort of find those small successes that just keep getting bigger and bigger as you roll onto those next events.
So you can see here from the stats what our previous fundraisers had to say. So prior to taking on our challenges, only 8% had regularly fundraised before. But you can see there that over 90% rated our fundraising support and coaching as good or brilliant. We could also talk about how amazing the actual challenge experience is for hours and hours, but we don't want you to just take our word for it. So here's what our fundraisers from the previous 2 years have had to say about their experiences in Tanzania. And as you can see, we've had really good responses from nearly all of our climbers, with over 94% of people recommending to their friends to take on this challenge.
Kilimanjaro was probably one of the best things I've ever done. I knew it'd be good, but my expectations were low and out of the water.
Climbing Kili is something that I will never forget, and it was just breathtaking in all sense of the word. It was very, very challenging, but also very worthwhile. And it was brilliant. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life.
Probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. To get that top, it's the best thing you'll ever do.
It's really tough, but an amazing experience, and you're definitely on it. We just want to say thank you to everyone that looked it up.
One of the best experiences you'll have. The porters help you in so many different ways.
They've gone above and beyond, and to the point of people carrying our bags at some point if we needed to, and with the speakers as well. And thank you to the porters, to the guys, to everyone who got us up there. There's no way we could have done it without you, and I'm so grateful.
It was so good. I can't recommend it enough. It was truly incredible.
Just realised I'm on mute there, but that is the best tasting beer I have ever tasted in my life, and it only costs $1. So definitely an investment to make.
So after hearing all of that, all that's left to do is to get yourself signed up. So if you didn't scan this at the start, here's the QR code again to unlock your £100 discount from your registration fee. This is valid for 48 hours. I'll just leave that there for a second. So scan this QR code here to be taken through to our website where you're able to sign yourself up. For our 2024 climbs, we have only got limited spaces remaining. So all of our teams have already been arranged. So we've got about 10 spaces left to fill. So this QR code takes you through to our website. As I've said, the discount is valid for 48 hours. So if you do have any questions, you can send them our way and we can answer those for you within that period. And there is that 14-day calling period afterwards. If you did want to request a refund, you'd be able to for 2 weeks after you sign up.
Well, a massive thank you for coming along this evening. I hope we have wowed you as you've heard about the challenge. It's definitely, I think, a testament to the effort and time you put into fundraising and using our resources, and often the unexpected generosity of the people around you. As for the climb itself, I often fall short. I know probably Jazz shares this, trying to describe it with words. But I remember Conrad, our lead guide, saying to us at the summit that the mountain is now a part of you and you are of it. So I definitely think it's that entangled experience that you get, and it builds your confidence, it builds your character, and it's definitely something that I would 100% do again. Who knows, I might be out there with you on your team, silently walking in the back. But yes, I hope we have wowed you. Please do ask any questions if you have got any this evening. We'll be more than happy to help.